it's going to be really hot.
Yeah, but you can't beat the sunsets. I'm telling you. I love this every night.
Star Harvey, though, you are talking about a lot of heat coming this weekend, right?
Yes, some of that heat has already arrived for some of us, but our heat alerts becoming more widespread as we arrive at tomorrow and across our entire weekend. Our heat associated with this dome of high pressure making its way back towards the Southern California area as early as tomorrow, and it is sticking around for a few days. This will be the reason why we do have all of the heat, some humidity added in there, and then we're also tracking some of that high surf, but also the coastal flooding because of some issues that we are tracking out in the Pacific. We'll be breaking that down here for you, but just note, extreme heat warning in place, heat advisory in place, some of us under an air quality, and that coastal flood. Most of those alerts are going to be accompanying us through our weekend here. Temperatures right now in downtown, 75 degrees. Santa Monica, a little bit cooler, still coming in the 70s. And Big Bear, your temperatures also in the low 70s, 74 degrees out there with a nice westerly wind. We do still have some 80s, 90s, and even triple-digit temperatures showing up currently. I have a breakdown on what more we can expect as we arrive at tomorrow, but also some things we'll need to do to stay safe in this hazardous heat arriving for us this weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Star. Breaking news now at 8. An LAPD officer involved in a crash in South LA.
According to LAPD, at least 3 people were taken to the hospital following the crash. Details, though, are still slim. Fox 11's Ed Lascos is live on the scene with what we know so far.
Yeah, Christine, all of this continues to develop right now this hour. You're talking about 3 taken to the hospital. 1, we understand, LAPD officer, and then the other 2, a mother and her 6-year-old daughter involved here in a crash following the pursuit by LAPD. Mikey, take us into the story. This is 88th Place. It's the cross here, just a few blocks off South Central Ave. There's the LAPD black and white cruiser, and the vehicle you can see, the black SUV is slammed in on the passenger side, the driver's side. As the story goes from witnesses, LAPD also confirming it was a pursuit that was running through this area off of Central Ave, South LA, along here through the Avalon Gardens area, pursuing at least 3 suspects in their vehicle. There may have been fire involved. The chase goes down the street, and as some of the officers and their black and whites pass by, one of the trailing vehicles, it's the one that the witnesses say actually slammed into the side of that car, causing the injuries. At that point, it was the mom getting out of the driver's side, going into the back seat to help her 6-year-old daughter out, and that's when the crash happens. To the video we go and a look at the dramatic scene here just a few moments after that crash. Bystanders, witnesses rushed over to try to help the mom and the little girl as they're down on the ground and the street here. As one of the witnesses said, the force of the impact sent the little girl flying out of her mom's hands down onto the ground, down onto the streets. All of this happening right there near a big field by a high school here, so there was a large crowd here because they were doing football practices, getting ready for the upcoming season. So a lot of children, and some of the witnesses telling us that's why the mom was bringing her little child over here, her little daughter, to be part of to watch part of the football practice when this pursuit goes through here. In any event, we've got some witness sound and also the grandmom of the daughter and her granddaughter who was involved in all this. Listen.
The lady had got out of her car and she parked her car and she was getting the little girl out of the car, and the police hit her, and her car ran into the other car where it was a whole nother family that was inside of the car, the lady that got hit.
So I come down here and they're on the ground. They weren't even, no one had addressed them yet. They're sitting there on the ground, and then finally, maybe after about 10-15 minutes after arriving here, that's when they finally said that the paramedics was on the way in. It's just a hazard. There's so many kids, and it's a zone where there's so many kids. That's totally dangerous. It could have been worse.
Now you're looking live to Felicia's point. Could have been the worst. Look at all the children, the parents here as this football game lets out over here at the field by the high school. And then you have this crash as Mikey gives us a look over to the right where it all happens. As far as we know, is the victims, their grandmom saying that her daughter-in-law in her mid-20s, still at the ER right now being checked out, and her granddaughter, a 6-year-old, is also in the ER. Both expected to be okay. They're banged up. They're being treated for their injuries. And we understand also from talking that the third person person transported in all of this was the LAPD officer involved in the crash. As the investigation goes on, we can tell you at some point they had the black and white choppers in the air circling as they were looking for those three suspects, the target of this pursuit to begin with. Don't know if they've made any arrest yet, as the scene and really the focus has been here on this area, the investigation, and the mom and her small child who were injured in all of this. So the investigation goes on. Certainly a story that continues to develop by the hour as we go back to West LA.
Yeah, so looking at your scene, though, looks like traffic is blocked off there, but a lot of commotion with the families there for football practice. If I have this right, based on the uniforms of the kids, looks like it could be the popular Watts Rams, the young group that is mentored also by the LA Rams, looking at their uniforms. So you have some cars moving. Are these cars trying to leave the football location to exit that area?
I would think so, though a lot of the folks seem to be walking down a block or so. There was some cross traffic that was going through, but as Mikey's been showing us the scene here, it's still really all sealed off by LAPD, and the center of it really is that black and white, and you can see where it's sort of T-boned, that the black SUV. But yeah, you're right, it is part of it. It may be, in fact, the football team that you were talking about, Christine, the young team that practiced there, certainly by the uniforms that you would draw that conclusion. But everybody, when you were talking to, as I've been talking to some of the folks who particularly the moms, as they have their sons over here with the football game, saying, they're really shaken up by this. They can't imagine. All of a sudden they hear the sirens and they see a pursuit going by, and then they hear the bang, the crash, and they see the little girl on the ground in the street, and they say it really has shaken them, as you can imagine.
Ed, would you say the sense out there people are shocked or angry? Which one is it?
I think at this point they're just shocked, still can't believe it, all of it with the game. And a lot of these folks who might be leaving the game itself, they may have heard the commotion out here, but still now it's just trying to find out exactly what happened as they come out and get their first look at the scene.
All right, well, we hope everybody's going to be okay on that one. It's a lot to witness something like that. Thanks, Ed.
All right. Well, tonight a mother is fighting to keep her 29-year-old daughter on life-sustaining treatment after the woman was shot in the head. She claims the hospital declared her brain dead too quickly, denied proper care, and blocked efforts to transfer her to another facility. Fox 11's Gina Silva has the story you'll see only on Fox 11.
I don't have any ill will with the hospital. I just want to save her life. She has 2 children.
Rochelle Grant says her 29-year-old daughter, Dejiana Lane, was shot in the head on July 6th. She says that within 48 hours, doctors at Los Angeles General Medical Center told her Dejiana was brain dead and she should consider organ donation.
Every 5 to 6 hours, well, you think your daughter would want to live like this? She can save 29 other people. Why would you allow her to live like this? You're being selfish. So I explained to them that I know my daughter and she would fight for me the way I'm fighting for her.
Rochelle says she's never given up hope. She claims her daughter has been showing signs of improvement, but alleges the hospital stopped providing some of the treatments it had been administering because doctors believe there is no chance of recovery.
They're not following protocol. Every 2 to 3 days, the IV should be changed out. They have not been. They just put a PICC line in because I made such a fuss about it because that's life-saving measures.
Rochelle took the hospital to court. A judge temporarily ordered Los Angeles General Medical Center to continue life-sustaining care while allowing the family to transfer Dejiana to another facility. But Rochelle says the hospital continues to block that transfer.
The reason that they gave was like, her insurance won't cover it. So we said, we'll pay for it out of pocket. And they don't have any beds. If they didn't have any beds, they wouldn't have gave us the number to tell the hospital, here's their number to solidify the transfer.
As the family waits for Dejiana's transfer to another facility, Rochelle says she'll keep fighting for her daughter's life.
It's not right. They took an oath to save lives. So to let one person go to save 29 other people is just not fair. It's not fair to her.
The hospital says it cannot comment because of privacy laws. The next court hearing has been scheduled for August 4th. I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
The details on a story out of Riverside that we brought you earlier this week, the hit-and-run death of Kaiser Permanente radiologist Peter Mullis. The driver accused of hitting him, 62-year-old Gene Cunningham, was in court this afternoon, pleaded not guilty. A preliminary hearing is set for August 11th. Mullis and his wife were in the process of in vitro fertilization with hopes to start a family soon. Developing tonight, the city of Santa Monica is significantly changing its homeless services plan for the first time in a generation. That's caused confusion for some residents. Fox 11's Susan Hirasuna has more from Santa Monica.
Lots of reasons why local politicians want what they call a realignment. Residents here are getting tired of the element that's attracted by the homeless services. And since LA County and the feds have reduced or pulled altogether funding, it was time for a change, including the closure of a shelter named San Michelle. San Michelle was meant to be a temporary place to house the homeless in the city of Santa Monica. Temporary turned into 30 years. But now Santa Monica is working to close San Michelle and move the residents somewhere else. Somewhere else may not be in this city.
In the city of Bell, the Salvation Army is running an unfunded program that has a bunch of beds, not congregate, more private sheltering, and it's matched with programming around mental health and addiction and other case management.
And in Council Member Lana Negrete's opinion, that makes the Bell shelter superior to San Michelle.
It's a sprung tent that was meant to be temporary. 30 years later, it is still a windowless congregate shelter.
Santa Monica is also working toward taking control of the Palm Motel, and that's made some residents nervous, worried that those who refuse a bed in Bell would turn up here.
We are not taking the shelter and moving it into the Palms. That was a misunderstanding, and that's not happening.
She says the people in San Michelle need too much help to qualify for a room here. And when the city takes control, the priority will be people with a bona fide connection to the city.
The majority of individuals at San Michelle are not from Santa Monica, and so we'd be connecting them to resources throughout the county to rehouse them and connect them with the help that they need. We would absolutely not be evicting anyone onto the street.
Homelessness knows no boundaries. We understand that. But support should also know no boundaries.
The lease for San Michelle ends at the end of the year, but there is no target date for closure as the city looks for alternative areas to house those in need. In Santa Monica, Susan Hirasuna, Fox 11 News.
All right, another live look outside. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Murder mystery continues to unfold tonight in Chino Hills after a man was kidnapped, stuffed into a trunk, and then shot to death.
Fox 11's Rachel Aragon with an update tonight on a very curious case.
The lady was very distraught. She was crying and yelling and screaming, the whole works.
The sound of gunshots and screams for help prompting neighbors like JR to rush outside late Wednesday night.
I've been here since '91, so this is the first time we ever heard something like this.
San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department saying the victim was shot here at this Monteverde Drive residence and kidnapped by suspects who put the victim inside the trunk of the suspect's gray Nissan Altima.
They put whoever they put in the car and then they took off real fast and they hit the curb right there.
Then a pursuit begins. This surveillance video showing the vehicle slowly coming to a stop about 1.5 miles away from the original crime scene. Authorities say the driver exited the car, approached the open trunk, and fired a shot at the victim inside, prompting deputies to open fire and strike the driver. The passenger surrendered and was taken into custody.
Even before the phone call, I saw my ring keeps going crazy.
Neighbors who wish to remain anonymous describing the victim to Fox 11 as a businessman and middle-aged who lived at this house for several years with his family, including several daughters. Residents also reported that the homeowner's electricity had been cut off prior to the incident. Officials have yet to confirm if there was a power outage and if any was tied to the kidnapping.
Yeah, the motive for this incident is still under investigation. I don't know what the relation is between the suspects and the victim, if any, but again, that will be provided a little bit later.
And authorities have yet to confirm whether or not the victim died here when they were first shot off of Monteverde Drive or if they died at the second shot that was about 1.5 miles from here. Reporting in Chino Hills, I'm Rachel Aragon, Fox 11 News.
Tonight, police are searching for a man accused of sexually assaulting a woman walking home from a gym in Valley Village. LAPD detectives are hoping someone recognizes this person. They say the night of Sunday, July 19th, the woman was leaving a Planet Fitness at 8:30 when a suspect followed her and sexually assaulted her. He is 6 feet tall with a large build and bushy black hair, last seen wearing a tan long sleeve shirt, jeans, and boots. Call 911 if you can help find this person.
A man in his 30s is stabbed to death in Koreatown, Skyfox, above the area. Police say it happened around 6 this morning on Alexandria Avenue near 3rd Street. The victim was found with multiple stab wounds and died at the scene. Police are looking for 3 men, last seen fleeing in a white Toyota Corolla or Honda Civic. Details about the motive and the victim remain unknown. An Inland Empire teenager is home tonight after being hospitalized for months.
He suffered 3rd-degree burns in a house fire and now is working to walk and play basketball again. Our Nick Garcia has a story you'll see only on Fox 11.
With the help of a walker, 13-year-old King takes a few steps. Among the things he's looking forward to being able to do when he can walk again,
raiding the fridge at the middle of the night.
The young basketball player spent 104 days in the hospital, recovering from severe burns on half of his body after surviving an accidental fire at home.
He was engulfed in flames. I didn't know where they were coming from. I didn't know what caused the fire. All I knew that his bare skin was literally ablaze. Seeing your kid in that state, I don't think any parent is prepared to see their kid, I don't want to say lifeless, but it's kind of like he was mummified at one point, all bandages.
King says the wound care was also painful.
They scrub you. And it's sort of a cloth towel, so it doesn't seem like it was, and it's soft. I felt it was soft. But to your skin was healing. Ooh, it feels like needles.
King's mom, Michelle, played basketball at USC and now coaches professionally abroad.
2017, he was 5 years old.
The game has helped them get through this.
First quarter. Yeah, we're like 5 minutes into the game, maybe a little winded. We got through the beginning of it, but there's so much more to go.
I love you, kiddo.
The game and their faith. Michelle says she came across this guardian angel plaque, a gift from her late grandmother, a week before the fire.
The most important part of this was the date. It was given to me on Easter 1990, April 15th, the exact same day that the accident occurred.
Through it all, King and his circle of supporters are determined to get to the fourth quarter. Nick Garcia, Fox 11 News.
There's to him on the healing.
Yeah,
What a journey.
wish him the best of luck.
Absolutely. Be right back.
Weather is sponsored by My Home Sold.
I hear it's hot out.
Looking ahead, I've got my sun hat, my sunglasses, my sunscreen. Mr. Harvey, I'm ready.
Listen, I have a list that we could go ahead and add to that, but I am happy to hear that you're prepared, Christine. Our goal is to get everyone at home prepared as well, because we are talking some of that dangerous heat added to more locations as early as tomorrow. So while we are getting those beautiful views out there with the tail end of that sunset, we are still under some heat as we are approaching 8:30 this evening here. Our high pressure system did sit over our area earlier this week. We did shift out to the east of us, but it will be making a comeback. And so it is with even more potential to heat things up. We're also dealing with some coastal advisories, that high surf advisory. We could see those large breaking waves anywhere from 5 to 8 feet, and at times we may see sets reaching above 9 feet. We're also tracking that coastal flood advisory, and this is going to be because of that high tide cycle during our evening hours. And of course, if you are going to be out there in that water, something we're watching for are the dangerous rip current risk. Here's a look at our heat alerts that return today. We have that orange area there. Heat advisory. This is going to be for our mountain locations below 6,000 feet, where we do have temperatures in the low 90s. As far as the extreme heat warnings, we have those off to our high deserts, but also some of our low deserts where temperatures are rolling into the triple digits, and some locations tracking temperatures from about 110 degrees. And it's not out of the question to see some of those temperatures exceeding that, getting really close to the 120 degree mark. Now, we've also been dealing with some of this humidity and the moisture does have a lot to do with the fact that our waters are so warm out there. 71 degrees for some locations closer to our LA County beach, and then down towards the Orange County area, we do have some of those waters at about 75 degrees. Where does this put us compared to where we are normally at? I have a map here prepared for you. If you go ahead and look at our key here, we have these yellows showing up, and you'll see those yellows out in the Pacific here, indicating that our temperatures are 5 or more degrees warmer than where they are usually at for this time of the year. So we'll take those humid conditions. We are also tracking Genevieve. Genevieve setting off the west coast of Mexico there, really still churning up. It has weakened. It did sit at a hurricane status 4 earlier this week, but you can see it has moved down. Those winds at about 70 miles per hour and still on its west-northwest track at about 15 miles per hour. I said that there was still some heat outside, and here's a look at it on our model. 82 degrees in Chino, Whittier also at 82, Long Beach 75 degrees, and up in Burbank, temperatures at 79 degrees. When I get back, we'll have a look at that 7-day forecast, but also another look at your news after this break.
Review. Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Neighbors and business people are expressing frustration over an unfinished project called Destination Crenshaw.
Tonight, the community came together at a crowded town hall meeting to discuss the ongoing concerns. Fox 11's Laura Diaz live now in South Los Angeles. Laura?
Yes, Glenn and Christine, that meeting let out about 5 minutes ago. You can see people are still filtering out at this hour. And as you just mentioned, they're very upset that Destination Crenshaw has not been completed, and they gathered together. They believe that there is strength in numbers.
First question is, what happened to the $100 million? How much more is it going to take to finish this project? When is it going to restart again? When's it ever going to finish? These are serious questions to which Marquise Harris Dawson has not given answers.
So on our street, which is just right outside the church, it's just all barricades. There's nothing but weeds that have grown in between those barricades. There's wire, there's construction equipment, broken up concrete.
It's been construction going on for 5 years. One day I walked into work and my parking lot was blocked in by a chain link fence with no warning or any signs.
I believe that the accountability, amen, needs to be placed on Destination Crenshaw and our city to get it finished. Get it finished or turn it back to what it was.
Completed 3 years ago, and the meeting was held this evening at Bethesda Temple Church. The church says it too has been hurt by the stalled project. Now, the faces in the room showed a lot of the anguish over this incomplete project. Destination Crenshaw was designed to be an open-air museum and 1.3 long corridor along Crenshaw Boulevard. It's supposed to honor the history of the black community in Los Angeles. Now, it is led by LA Council President Marquise Harris Dawson. I did attempt to call and email him this evening. I didn't get any kind of correspondence back, but it is, of course, late in the evening. But getting back here live, you can see that people that are still filtering out of that meeting, people I talked to as they were walking out said that they felt that it was a substantive meeting. They were glad that they had the opportunity to be together and talk about what maybe their next steps are, but clearly they're focused on the president of the LA City Council, who they believe dropped the ball on this project. Laura Diaz reporting live from the Crenshaw Corridor. Back to you.
Laura, such high hopes when this project was announced and the different events along the way. Got to tell you, I'm a little bit surprised by this development here. I'm wondering, who are they trying to address their concerns to tonight?
Well, tonight, obviously, just being able to get this many people together in one room, and they were all really expressive and quite articulate in expressing their opinions, Christine. So I think they got a lot out just in the room, and I do believe that it was being carried on the radio at the same time. So if people wanted to tune in, they could. So I think it kind of hit on two levels. I wish that I had some kind of reply from the president of the LA City Council, but as I said, no one got back to me. But these are the very businesses, the very residents who should be so excited about this project. To hear them tell it, they feel like they've been victimized by the project. They would have rather had the neighborhood just stay the way it was. In fact, we heard the pastor say, it was great the way it was. If you aren't going to finish it, at least take it back to where it used to be. So there were a lot of opinions expressed tonight, and perhaps we'll have more to report on this from the city councilman himself tonight or maybe tomorrow. Laura Diaz reporting live, sending it back to the studio.
Yeah, Laura, we've seen a lot of projects like this where it gets funded, but it never gets finished because the money seems to evaporate. Is there talk about that possibly of happening?
Well, the people I spoke to tonight seem to believe that there still was funding available. Now, once again, I didn't speak to anybody from the city. I'm telling you what I heard at this meeting. But they seem to think that maybe something else has happened along the way. I mean, there were some serious allegations made at the meeting that I don't want to repeat because I certainly cannot prove them. But some people had, you know, ideas of something more sinister afoot. So we'll have to get some more answers from the city and find out what, if any, progress has been made, but it certainly is distressing. In fact, one of the women you heard speak at the beginning of my piece, she said part of the reason that she and her husband bought there was because they were so excited about the project, and for it to be the very thing that is stymieing their ability to move forward was really kind of ironic.
Yeah, their website is quite detailed, beautifully laid out. You know, the closing line is to be a part of the movement. All right, Laura, thanks for looking into this.
Well, trapped in a burning truck with no escape, a San Bernardino County father of 5 is dead, and tonight his grieving family says that nightmare never should have happened. Now they're suing the companies they believe are responsible for this tragedy.
I'm here today to remember my husband, my rock, and my foundation of our family, Moises Perez.
6 months after a massive hydrogen explosion lit up the sky in Colton, the wife and 5 children of Moises Perez are taking their fight to court.
His love made me feel safe, soft, comforted, and helped me project the best version of myself.
A wrongful death lawsuit complaint announced Thursday alleges multiple companies responsible for designing, manufacturing, and operating the hydrogen transport system ignored known safety problems before the deadly blast.
This so-called virtual pipeline sounds safe, but it transports some of the most explosive substances known to science.
According to the complaint, Perez reported hearing a hydrogen leak so loud it hurt his ears while driving his truck that night. The lawsuit claims he notified dispatch, but was instructed to continue to the Colton facility. Minutes after arriving and stepping out of his truck, prosecutors say the trailer exploded, killing Perez and another worker.
He won't be there for birthdays, graduations, walking his daughters down the aisle, or simply being able to watch and relish in our children's successes.
The lawsuit alleges there had been previous hydrogen leaks, prior incidents involving similar trailers, and that no adequate warnings or recalls were issued despite known risk.
The device that Moises was transporting was much closer to the Hindenburg.
For Perez's wife, the lawsuit isn't just about accountability.
It is about protecting the public and the workers of pilot drivers and other hydrogen trucks and their families, and about preventing a similar tragedy in the future.
The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages and asks the court to order safety improvements for the transportation of compressed hydrogen. An OSHA investigation into the explosion remains ongoing. Now, we've reached out to the companies named in the complaint for response and are still waiting to hear back.
In Boyle Heights, a 2-day relief event at Ruben Salazar Park wrapped up today, supporting residents impacted by the Lineage fire. Free supplies, including air purifiers, N95 masks, water, and emergency food kits were distributed, while mobile health clinics offered respiratory evaluations and health screenings. One resident explained that while the worst of the smells has faded, her neighborhood still carries a stench like something died.
Here, so there's different things in my stomach here. So yeah, it's much better because I don't know, you can feel it. It's less than, but still in the morning and at night, it's something like something is dead.
LA County officials say residents still in need of assistance can find additional disaster relief information online at lacounty.gov.
Well, more Californians can now keep their driver's license on their phone. Governor Newsom signed a new law expanding the state's mobile driver's license pilot program, allowing about 60% of eligible adults to enroll. More than 2 million people have already downloaded a digital ID, which can be added to Apple, Google, and Samsung wallets. However, the DMV is warning drivers not to leave their physical ID at home just yet. It says drivers are still required to carry a physical license, as businesses and law enforcement will not accept the digital version just yet.
I think the best pizza is in Los Angeles.
Oh. Everybody that lives in any city would argue their own city as being the best pizza city.
I love this pizza.
I love this pizza too.
Like, is there a pizza police?
Deep dish is not pizza, it's casserole.
There's a new documentary out that aims to prove that the best pizza is not in New York, Chicago, or Italy, but right here in LA. Quite the statement.
And joining us now is the filmmaker, Peter Ferrero. Welcome to LA Live News Now.
Yeah, it's great to be here, guys.
Tell me the name of the documentary.
The name of the documentary is a factual statement that the best pizza is in LA.
In LA. How do you prove that?
Okay. It's enough with New York. We've done enough.
Okay.
They had their moment with everything. It's done. They created it. It's a beautiful thing. But here in Los Angeles, we have so many different styles of pizza. We have Tokyo style pizza. We have incredible New York style pizza. We have Roman style pizza. Collectively, all of these diverse pizzas make us the best pizza city. I'm going to say in the country, maybe the world. It could be the world. I think it's the world. I don't want to say the world. People in Italy get very offended, but it is the world.
So you're basically saying that, you know, LA's known for a lot of cuisines in the fusion. So you're basically saying it's the fusion in the pizzas that make it different.
What makes it punk rock is that there is no style.
Yeah.
New York has a style of pizza. It's an incredible style of pizza, a New York style of pizza. But we have New York style pizza. I can think of 5 great New York style pizza places.
You're saying the variety in the choices.
The variety of the choices makes us have the best pizza city because they're all really good. They're all made by craft pizza makers. They've all been killing it over the last 6 years, and even going back to someone like Nancy Silverton, right, who's had a pizza shop here forever. Like, those places, I think, collectively are better than New York. Where in New York, we're all doing the same kind of red sauce and cheese thing. You know what I mean?
So you went around testing all these places with some celebrities.
That's right.
Name drop, please.
Well, I hung out with Tori Spelling. I was obsessed with Tori Spelling as a kid in 90210. I look at pizza in a way where it's like, I look at pop culture and pizza in the same conversation. I'm watching 90210 in Jersey back in the day, and I'm obsessed with Tori Spelling. And I became friends with her over the last few years and was like, hey, why don't we go out on a date and eat pizza? And she didn't have a problem with the date. She was just like, well, where are we going to go eat pizza? And we went, and she's amazing. She's a foodie. She knows everything there is to know about pizza. And it turned out to be awesome.
Wow.
Okay, so I've lived in New Jersey, worked in New York, Buffalo, New York, big Italian towns. I've had that Chicago-style pizza. Detroit's got really good pizza, but I have to agree with you. The pizza here is as good or better, and you said, much more diverse. I love the Pizza Kitchen and that barbecue chicken pizza.
Yeah.
Is that part of your thing?
Well, we went to go to Wolfgang Puck's Spago because he has that $130 smoked salmon pizza. And that was what kind of created that whole California Pizza Kitchen. I wanted to kind of show that California pizza or Los Angeles pizza is even bigger than that idea, that what happened all those years ago, that there's something very cool happening. There's a moment. I'm a revolutionary in this conversation about pizza. It is unbelievable what's happened. We even have, you said Jersey, we even have a Jersey pizza place here.
Yeah. So where is that?
It's called Secret Pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the takeaway with this documentary?
To me, it's like what I want people to do from this documentary is say, this is a city that we've slept on, that we don't know enough about. You can hear all these people talk about this pizza cities, and they always say the same ones. We've said a bunch of them here today. But LA needs to be in that conversation, at least a little bit higher, at least acknowledge. There's great pizza happening all over the country now. It's not defined by one place. It's defined by the maker, the craft, the art, and the style.
I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Personally, my wife and I, Demores and Baroni's, which she grew up with.
And I mean, I love Danny Boy's.
Yeah.
Danny Boy's Pizza is one that's got like this 90s style New York slice, which I kind of grew up with. And it's here in Los Angeles in 3 different locations.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best pizza in LA right now.
Go over your list and try some of the ones that I've never tried before.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
We'll tell people.
We can go together. We'll go together. 3 of us will go together.
I love that.
Another date.
So here it is. The best pizza is in LA. It's out now. You can catch it on digital platforms, including Amazon, Apple TV, YouTube movies. I'm guessing you might want to order a pizza while you're enjoying the pizza doc.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, Pete Ferrero.
Peter, thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much, guys.
Now I'm hungry for a slice of pizza.
Absolutely.
Well, we got to work right now.
Yeah.
We got to work. Be right back.
A baby penguin named Ari has hatched at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach. This penguin chick is the couple's first successful hatchling after pairing up in 2022. Visitors can see Ari at the penguin habitat or through live webcams. The aquarium is part of a breeding program to protect Magellanica penguins. You can access those webcams at aquariumofpacific.org.
I just want to pet him.
Yeah, it's
Pet him like a dog. So
Sad
cute.
story is, though, they kind of smell fishy.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I should think.
You know,
It is an ocean creature.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the ocean, it might be nice to go to the beach this weekend.
Yes, there's already so many people out there. We've brought up our Santa Monica camera a few times, and to see out there on the pier, everybody like lining that coastline.
'Tis the season.
Yes, it is. It definitely is. And so a lot more people heading out to the coastline, I'm sure, between tomorrow and this weekend, and rightfully so, because it is going to be hot, extremely hot in our inland sections. And we do have to continue to talk about our rough surf out there. It's associated with the system known as Genevieve, now tropical cyclone, still churning up offshore here in the Pacific. And so it is staying far away from us, but we do have the south swells pushing along our coastline. And so those are some of the impacts that we're mostly seeing. 2 alerts because of Genevieve there. We have a coastal flood advisory. That's actually because of our high tide cycle, where during our evening hours we are seeing those tides go up and possibly causing some of that minor flooding. And then also our high surf advisory. That surf advisory is in place because we do have our waves getting pretty high. Here's a look at our beach forecast. This is what we experienced today, but also rolling over into tomorrow. We have our beaches across the area, ranging from Ventura, LA, Orange County, down to San Diego as well, where our waves are going anywhere from 4 to 8 feet. And we even have some that go in sets of 9 feet or even higher. In the water, those temperatures warmer than normal, ranging from 70 to 75 degrees. And obviously those temperatures getting really close to that 80-degree mark. Now, those south swells are going to be responsible, again, for bringing in some of that high surf, and also the rip current risk on the high side, our UV levels on the high side at our coastline. So we do want to continue to protect ourselves. Breaks from the sun, lots of water, sunscreen, all of those things. It is expected to continue to be warm and humid along the coast. Now, as far as what's happening in our interior sections, our normal is 83 degrees. So far for the month of July for the downtown area, we only had 3 days where our temperatures for the month of July came below that normal. Every other day this month, including today, we had temperatures well above that 83. Today, we managed to make it to 87. So just about a 5-degree difference. But as we do arrive at tomorrow, we're really going to be turning things up. We're looking at our temperatures being about 10 degrees or higher above the LA area from their normal. That puts us at 94 degrees. We'll remain in the 90s across the weekend into the start of the week. And if you're in the valleys or the Inland Empire, we already had those triple-digit numbers showing up in the forecast today, and we are getting much more of it. We're not expecting to see any real relief from those triple digits until we arrive at next week. And even then, those temperatures still above their normal. For the coast, despite the fact that we do have that high surf advisory and the minor coastal flooding possibility, temperatures are going to be ideal for beachgoers in the upper 70s to low 80s. The mountains, it has been a very heat-filled week, and it will continue that way. We'll be at 89 for tomorrow, and then going across the weekend into the start of next week, those temperatures should be in the upper 80s to low 90s. High deserts and low deserts are expected to see temperatures continuing in the triple digits. We'll be right back after this break.
Well, for the last few weeks of what is left of summer break, let kids be bored. That is what a parenting expert actually recommends.
Fox 11's Roxia Carpedian explains many parents feel pressured to keep their kids busy every minute of the day, but a little boredom may be exactly what kids need.
Parents often scramble to fill the summer calendar with camps, activities, and screen time. But parenting coach Danielle Lindner says slowing things down can actually be good for kids.
So a lot of parents are worried about summer boredom, and I say summer boredom is one of the greatest gifts you can ever give your kids. Because summer boredom breeds creativity and ingenuity, and they don't have to be programmed 100 times, with 100 things all day long. So if you think about when we were kids, there wasn't always these big fancy camps, and not everybody went to a big fancy camp, or not everybody had swim team and all these things or joined a pool. We had, okay, you're free. You can take your bike and go wherever and play in the forest with your friends.
Lindner says those unstructured moments are where imagination takes over. Instead of planning every hour, she encourages parents to let kids come up with their own fun.
We made a tree house. We created things. We created stories. We took big, gigantic cardboard boxes and made forts.
She says there's another unexpected benefit when siblings are left to figure things out together.
It also kind of helps build sibling cooperation, because when it's just you and your sister, you and your brother, and you're on your own and you're bored, you kind of team together a lot of times and come up with things to do together. And the other times we might be fighting, but when we were forced to be unscheduled and on our own, and we had to just come up with something, we were our most creative, and we got along. And it built that really nice sibling relationship. So I think that summer boredom is a blessing.
Hello, there was a stop sign. I totally paused. You try driving in platforms.
As if Paramount Plus greenlighting a new Clueless sequel series. Alicia Silverstone will reprise her role as Beverly Hills It Girl, Cher Horowitz, picking up 30 years after the original film. Cher is now a mom of a teenager. She finds herself feeling clueless all over again. I'm here for it, Glenn.
Yeah?
I'm here for it. Filming for the new series is set to begin next year. It will premiere globally on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I can speak for that. You're cool with your kids till they're about 10, 11 years old.
And they're like...
And after that, they're like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
They come back, though, right?
They do. They
come
do.
Back. Yeah. No, I'm here for that series. I love Lucy Silverstone. All right, don't go anywhere. We're not done yet.
LA Live News Tonight continues at 9 o'clock right after the break. A collision in South Los Angeles. And a horrifying Chino Hills kidnapping. A police chase ends with a suspect shooting a victim in a trunk before being killed by deputies. Plus,
I'm Laura Diaz in the Crenshaw corridor, where people gathered tonight to express outrage that Destination Crenshaw has not been completed. They say it's 3 years late already, and they want answers. That story is coming up.
Dangerous heat taking over the area. I'll have the details on how long it's expected to stick around for us here in Southern California, plus your 7-day.
Good evening. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Glenn Walker. Breaking news this evening. An LAPD officer has been involved in a crash in South Los Angeles. Officials say at least 3 people were taken to the hospital. PD officer has been involved in a crash in South Los Angeles. Officials say at least 3 people were taken to the hospital, though details remain limited at this time. Fox 11's Ed Lascos live now in downtown LA, outside LAPD headquarters with what we know so far. Ed?
And developing right now, it is a crash that follows an LAPD pursuit South LA, leaving a woman and her 6-year-old daughter injured along, we understand, with the officer involved in that crash. Let's get to it. To the video we go. This the scene, South LA, Avalon Gardens area, just a few blocks off of Central Ave, talking about an area that says the cross of East 88th Place. There's the smashed up black and white LAPD cruiser, front end damage as it slams into that vehicle, parked vehicle, hitting the driver's side. And it was at a time, according to witnesses, when the driver, the woman, was getting out and going to the back side, the back door on the driver's side to get out her 6-year-old daughter when that vehicle is hit by that LAPD cruiser. All of this, though, at the end of the pursuit, we understand, as LAPD confirming they were targeting maybe up to 3 suspects in this area. One of them wanted on perhaps firearm-related warrants, and so the pursuit went through here, and the crash happens after the pursuit with the black and white slamming into that parked vehicle. More video now. The impact, according to witnesses, sends the 6-year-old girl out of her mother's arms onto the ground, onto the street, and a lot of witnesses, bystanders rushing in here to help, a desperate attempt to help the girl, the little girl who's down, and of course the mom who is shaken. All of this happens right by a high school and a football field there near East 88th Place, where they were having football practice tonight, so the area was really busy, a lot of children, a lot of parents. When all of this happened, they said the practice just started when they all heard the crash, looked over, and then ran to help. Let's start it off with one of the witnesses who does not want to show you her face, but she does want to tell you what she saw. Listen.
The young lady parallel parked to get off the car to take out her daughter. Her daughter got out. The police hit her. The girl flew, felt, was out. She woke up dazed.
The lady had got out her car and she parked her car and she was getting the little girl out of the car, and the police hit her, and her car ran into the other car where it was a whole nother family that was inside of the car, the lady that got hit.
So I come down here and they're on the ground. They weren't even, no one had addressed them yet. They're sitting there on the ground, and then finally, maybe after about 10-15 minutes after arriving here, that's when they finally said that the paramedics was on the way in. It's just a hazard. There's so many kids, and it's a zone where there's so many kids. That's totally dangerous. It could have been worse.
And out loud, that is the grandmom of the 6-year-old girl, and she was telling us that the 6-year-old, along with the child's mom, a lady in her mid-20s, both at the ER now being treated. They're banged up, but they're not life-threatening injuries. So those are 2 of the 3 transports. The 3rd person rushed off to the ER, according to witnesses there. The LAPD officer involved with that black and white involved in the crash, his condition unknown tonight, but really a very frightening situation over there, Glenn, considering how many people were in that area as football practice was going on. And as Felicia said, it was miraculous that you didn't have anybody really, really badly hurt.
Yeah, Ed, at this point, any other statements from the LAPD?
No, we're waiting on something. Talking to the officers at the scene, they say that something will be coming out of the Central Division, Mike? Yeah, Southeast Division, as they said, some of the information will be coming out of there. We haven't heard anything other than LAPD confirming it was at the end of a pursuit through that area. And I can tell you, when we arrived at the scene, they had their chopper in the air, night sun looking, I would assume, for some of the outstanding suspects. Don't know if they've made any arrest.
All right, Ed Lasco, live tonight in downtown LA. Thank you. In Chino Hills, a man was kidnapped, forced into a trunk, and later shot and killed. Fox 11's Rachel Aragon has the latest on this disturbing case.
The lady was very distraught. She was crying and yelling and screaming, the whole works. The sound of gunshots and screams for help prompting neighbors like JR to rush outside late Wednesday night.
I've been here since 91, so this is the first time we ever heard something like this.
San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department saying the victim was shot here at this Monteverde Drive residence and kidnapped by suspects who put the victim inside the trunk of the suspect's gray Nissan Altima.
They put whoever they put in the car and then they took off real fast and they hit the curb right there.
Then a pursuit begins. This surveillance video showing the vehicle slowly coming to a stop about 1.5 miles away from the original crime scene. Authorities say the driver exited the car, approached the open trunk, and fired a shot at the victim inside, prompting deputies to open fire and strike the driver. The passenger surrendered and was taken into custody.
Even before the phone call, I saw my ring keeps going crazy.
Neighbors who wish to remain anonymous describing the victim to Fox 11 as a businessman and middle-aged who lived at this house for several years with his family, including several daughters. Residents also reported that the homeowner's electricity had been cut off prior to the incident. Officials have yet to confirm if there was a power outage and if any was tied to the kidnapping.
Yeah, the motive for this incident is still under investigation. I don't know what the relation is between the suspects and the victim, if any, but again, that will be provided a little bit later.
And authorities have yet to confirm whether or not the victim died here when they were first shot off of Monteverde Drive or if they died at the second shot that was about 1.5 miles from here. Reporting in Chino Hills, I'm Rachel Aragon, Fox 11 News.
Sky Fox over Vernon, where a warehouse caught fire earlier today. It happened this afternoon on Hampton Street, not too far from where the Lineage fire took place in Boyle Heights last month. The Los Angeles County Fire Department says it was a third alarm fire at a commercial building. Speaking of Boyle Heights, a 2-day relief event at Ruben Salazar Park just wrapped up. It provided free air purifiers, N95 masks, water, and emergency food kits for residents affected by the Lineage fire. Mobile health clinics also offered respiratory evaluations. One local described her neighborhood as still carrying a lingering foul odor.
Here, so there's different things in my stomach here, so yeah, it's much better because I don't know, you can feel it. It's less than, but I still in the morning and at night, it's something like something is dead.
LA County officials say that residents still in need of assistance can find additional disaster relief information online at lacounty.gov. Sky Fox over Long Beach right now, where there is a coastal flood and high surf advisory. As you can see, looking pretty wicked out there. I mean, that you see the vehicle there and that water coming very, very close. Got those berms not looking too good, Star Harvey.
It's not. You've seen me staring off to the side here to see what's happening there. And, you know, Long Beach is going to be one of those areas where we have these advisories in place. But those advisories will also include areas like Malibu, Santa Monica, Venice, Manhattan Beach, the South Bay area, all the way down towards the Orange County area as well. Dockweiler, for anyone that is expecting to get out and enjoy some of those beach festivities. It's just something to watch for. Our alerts for the coastal flooding, but also our high surf advisory will stay in place until Saturday evening. We have to remember that. Otherwise, our biggest headline is going to be the heat that we're expecting to receive through this weekend. Currently, we're at 68 degrees in Santa Monica, 79 over in Ontario. Big Bear, 67 degrees, and Palm Springs at 101. Oxnard, 66 degrees. Our temperatures and our winds, they've been above where they should be throughout the last couple of hours here, but we are seeing those winds go back down. Sustained winds at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Our temperatures tonight will be above their normal. We're still looking at the 60s for a lot of the area. We will have some of those regions like our low deserts that will not get much relief overnight, which is indication for what's to come tomorrow. Here's a look at LA for tomorrow, starting off in that 6 o'clock hour with temperatures in the 60s. By the back half of the morning, around 10 a.m., temperatures will already be into the 70s, well into the 70s. And of course, we are going one more day above our normal. Normal for LA is 83 degrees for tomorrow. Tomorrow we are shooting for a high in the upper 80s to low 90s. So I have more details on your forecast coming up. For now, back to you.
Thank you, Star. New details tonight. A San Bernardino County father of 5 lost his life after being trapped in a burning truck. His grieving family says it was preventable, and now they're suing the companies they hold accountable.
I'm here today to remember my husband, my rock, and my foundation of our family, Moises Perez.
6 months after a massive hydrogen explosion lit up the sky in Colton, the wife and 5 children of Moises Perez are taking their fight to court.
His love made me feel safe, soft, comforted, and helped me project the best version of myself.
A wrongful death lawsuit complaint announced Thursday alleges multiple companies responsible for designing, manufacturing, and operating the hydrogen transport system ignored known safety problems before the deadly blast.
This so-called virtual pipeline sounds safe, but it transports some of the most explosive substances known to science.
According to the complaint, Perez reported hearing a hydrogen leak so loud it hurt his ears while driving his truck that night. Lawsuit claims he notified dispatch, but was instructed to continue to the Colton facility. Minutes after arriving and stepping out of his truck, prosecutors say the trailer exploded, killing Perez and another worker.
He won't be there for birthdays, graduations, walking his daughters down the aisle, or simply being able to watch and relish in our children's successes.
The lawsuit alleges there had been previous hydrogen leaks, prior incidents involving similar trailers, and that no adequate warnings or recalls were issued despite known risk.
The device that Moises was transporting was much closer to the Hindenburg.
For Perez's wife, the lawsuit isn't just about accountability.
It is about protecting the public and the workers of pilot drivers and other hydrogen trucks and their families, and about preventing a similar tragedy in the future.
The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages and asks the court to order safety improvements for the transportation of compressed hydrogen. An OSHA investigation into the explosion remains ongoing. We have reached out to the companies named in the complaint for response and are still waiting to hear back. This morning, a truck crashes into a building on PCH in Pacific Palisades, trapping the driver in the cab for nearly 2 hours. Firefighters working carefully to free him after his legs were pinned. The flatbed truck carrying scaffolding lost control while coming down Chautauqua Boulevard. Fox 11's Stu Mundell was overhead as the rescue unfolded.
First moments being freed from that wreckage. And again, they're pulling them out. They're going to put them on that journey. Then they're going to place them on this one. And then they're going to take them and put them into an ambulance and get them off to a local hospital quickly. There you go. You can see that driver coming out. This is the first moments of him being freed from that wreckage.
The victim was alert and talking to firefighters as he was wheeled away to an ambulance. The building he crashed into was fortunately empty. Sky Fox taking a look at the buck moon tonight. We'll be right back.
Angeles.
New at 9, former Chargers linebacker Billy Ray Smith has passed away. His family confirms the 66-year-old died yesterday from dementia linked to CTE, a brain disease found in contact sport athletes. Smith spent 10 seasons with the Chargers after being drafted in 1983. The team honored him on social media, saying to know Billy Ray was to love Billy Ray. An Inland Empire teenager is home tonight after being hospitalized for months. He suffered third-degree burns in a house fire and is now working to walk and to play basketball again. Our Nick Garcia has a story you'll see only on Fox 11.
With the help of a walker, 13-year-old King takes a few steps. Among the things he's looking forward to being able to do when he can walk again,
raiding the fridge at the middle of the night.
The young basketball player spent 104 days in the hospital, recovering from severe burns on half of his body after surviving an accidental fire at home.
He was engulfed in flames. I didn't know where they were coming from. I didn't know what caused the fire. All I knew that his bare skin was literally ablaze. Seeing your kid in that state, like, I don't think any parent is prepared to see their kid, like, I don't want to say lifeless, but it's kind of like he was mummified at one point, all bandages.
King says the wound care was also painful.
They scrub you, and it's sort of a cloth towel, so it doesn't seem like it was, and it's soft. I felt it was soft, but to your skin was healing. Ooh, it feels like needles.
King's mom, Michelle, played basketball at USC and now coaches professionally abroad.
2017, he was 5 years old.
The game has helped them get through this.
First quarter. Yeah, we're like 5 minutes into the game, like maybe a little winded. We got through like the beginning of it, but there's so much more to go. I love you, kiddo.
The game and their faith. Michelle says she came across this guardian angel plaque, a gift from her late grandmother, a week before the fire.
The most important part of this was the date. It was given to me on Easter 1990, April 15th, the exact same day that the accident occurred.
Through it all, King and his circle of supporters are determined to get to the fourth quarter. Nick Garcia, Fox 11 News.
Weather is sponsored by American Career College.
All right, nice shot there of the Queen Mary. Let's check in with Star Harvey once again.
Yeah, that's right. We do have that advisory for our high surf, but also for that coastal flooding, not just across the San Pedro area, portions of Long Beach and through South Bay and into Manhattan Beach as well. A few of our other local county beaches will also be included in that, and those advisories will carry at least until Saturday evening. We do have a few things to talk about here outside of our coastal impacts. We continue under this extreme heat warning and also those heat advisories. We're going to talk about our high surf advisory a little bit more, letting you know that we do have the potential for those large breaking waves up to 8 feet at times, and over 9 feet is not out of the question either. We're also looking at that coastal flood due to that high tide cycle during our evening hours. Now, this is how our heat alerts look right now. We do have a lot of orange on the map, letting us know that our heat advisory across our mountains remain in place, and that was the case for today, where temperatures had the potential to reach the low 90s. Extreme heat warnings across both our high as well as our low deserts. As we move into tomorrow, we will see that these advisories become more widespread, so they will include a lot more of the LA basin, but also our immediate coastline. Our temperatures, we've been feeling a lot of warmth out there, and this is what's helping aid in that humidity across the area. We saw those water temperatures in the 70s, so ranging from the low to mid 70s. Well, that's above normal for this time of the year. If you take a look at our key up here, these yellows and oranges on the map lets us know that that's what's happening in the Pacific. So again, temperatures maybe moving more than 5 degrees warmer than where they are normally at for this time of the year. We're continuing to watch Genevieve, and the reason being is although we are seeing that storm weaken throughout this week, and yes, staying offshore, continuing on its west-northwest track. In fact, it's sitting over 1,000 miles west of the southern tip of the Baja area. The reason we're watching it is because we do have those south swells that are swinging in, bringing some of those coastal impacts for us. Temperatures right now, 82 degrees in Whittier, 78 in Chino, 82 in San Bernardino. Our temperatures tonight will drop down to the 60s for most of the area. We'll have some 50s on the map there, Big Bear as well as Frazier Park, low 60s across Santa Barbara and Oxnard. Palm Springs not really catching a break. Temperatures hanging around in the upper 80s through tonight, which means tomorrow that's indicative of where those temperatures are headed. And yes, it will be in the triple digits once again. LA, our normal is 83. Most of this week we've been above that. In fact, all of this week we've been above that. For tomorrow through the start of next week, our temperatures will be climbing to the low 90s. And it's not until we arrive towards the middle of next week that we start to see some relief. But you'll note that with those temperatures still holding in the upper 80s by next week, relief still looks like those temperatures above our average. As far as the valleys in the Inland Empire, we did see some triple digit markings for today, and those triple digit numbers, they're going to be here for a while. We'll see them stretch past the weekend into at least the middle of next week. We'll be right back after this.
Morgan.
New details tonight. Sean Diddy Combs will get out of prison even earlier, according to federal inmate records. Combs now scheduled for release on January 24th in 2028. Right now, no reason is listed for the date change. Combs is serving a 50-month sentence for his conviction on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He denies all allegations of sexual misconduct and is still facing dozens of civil lawsuits across the country. Well, after 2 years, Ye, formerly Kanye West, settles a sexual harassment lawsuit with his ex-assistant, Lauren Pisciotti. She accused the rapper of harassment, assault, workplace misconduct, and unpaid wages during her employment from 2021 to 2022. This week, Pisciotti's legal team requested case dismissal, confirming the settlement, though terms remain confidential. A group of LA filmmakers suing Netflix for $105 million after claiming the company lost an unencrypted hard drive. It contains their unreleased World War II spy thriller Fortitude, starring Nicolas Cage. Netflix denies responsibility and says that security measures were in place and claims they offered support, while the filmmakers allege that Netflix refused to involve police in the matter. We'll be right back.
Review. Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Neighbors and business people are expressing frustration over an unfinished project called Destination Crenshaw. Tonight, the community came together at a crowded town hall meeting to discuss the ongoing concerns. Fox 11's Laura Diaz live now in South Los Angeles with more. Laura.
Yes, if you look behind me, you can see that there is actually a sign that says Destination Crenshaw, and people had high hopes for this project that's supposed to highlight black culture here in the city of Los Angeles, but instead they say that this whole project has stopped cold, and instead of uplifting their neighborhoods, it's bringing them down. So here is what they had to say earlier at that town hall meeting.
First question is, what happened to the $100 million? How much more is it going to take to finish this project? When is it going to restart again? When is it ever going to finish? These are serious questions to which Marquise Harris Dawson has not given answers.
So on our street, which is just right outside the church, it's just all barricades. There's nothing but weeds that have grown in between those barricades. There's wire, there's construction equipment, broken up concrete.
It's been construction going on for 5 years. One day I walked into work and my parking lot was blocked in by a chain link fence with no warning or any signs.
I believe that the accountability, amen, needs to be placed on Destination Crenshaw and our city to get it finished. Get it finished or turn it back to what it was.
Now, the meeting was held at Bethesda Temple Church. The church says it too has been hit hard by the stalled project. The faces in the room showed the anguish over the incomplete project. Destination Crenshaw was designed to be an open-air museum and 1.3 long corridor along Crenshaw Boulevard. It's supposed to honor the history of the black community in L.A. It is led by L.A. Council President Marquise Harris Dawson. Calls and emails to his office were not returned on this Thursday. We certainly hope that perhaps I'll hear from them tomorrow. But getting back here live, that was a heavily attended meeting tonight. People walked out and they said that they felt uplifted by the fact that they had a chance to express their frustrations. And several people I talked to after the meeting said that they felt something really solid had come out of it. I'm Laura Diaz reporting live along Crenshaw Boulevard, sending it back to the studio. Glenn?
Yeah, Laura, I mean, those fences up, it looks like nothing's been done for quite some time. That one doctor you talked to said a fence was put up blocking his parking lot. How did he get that issue resolved, if he did get it resolved?
He didn't get it resolved, Glenn. So he was just one example of somebody who's been hurt severely economically by the stalled project. He also said that no one called him, no one posted a sign. He just drove up to work and found out that that lot was no longer accessible to anybody who wanted to come and bring in a sick pet. So you can imagine his frustration, and after all this time, it still hasn't been fixed. So this is what people are suffering through. We all know the economy is really rough right now, so for people not to have access to a place to park, or as we heard from the woman who has the school, she says that, it's really difficult for people to get in to pick up their kids. So if you've got a school and parents cannot come and pick up their kids easily, they're going to find another school. And she said that her business, her school, had been hurt negatively by millions of dollars. We heard stories like that one after another, so you can only imagine the frustration that was expressed here tonight. Glenn?
Yeah, I could certainly understand that. Laura Diaz live tonight in the Crenshaw District. Thank you. Tonight, a mother is battling to keep her 29-year-old daughter on life support after she was shot in the head. She says the hospital declared her brain dead too soon, denied proper care, and stopped efforts to transfer her to another hospital. Fox 11's Gina Silva has the story you'll see only on Fox 11.
I don't have any ill will with the hospital. I just want to save her life. She has 2 children.
Rochelle Grant says her 29-year-old daughter, Dejiana Lane, was shot in the head on July 6th. She says that within 48 hours, doctors at Los Angeles General Medical Center told her Dejiana was brain dead and she should consider organ donation.
Every 5 to 6 hours. Well, you think your daughter would want to live like this? She can save 29 other people. Why would you allow her to live like this? You're being selfish. So I explained to them that I know my daughter and she would fight for me the way I'm fighting for her.
Rochelle says she's never given up hope. She claims her daughter has been showing signs of improvement, but alleges the hospital stopped providing some of the treatments it had been administering because doctors believe there is no chance of recovery.
They're not following protocol. Every 2 to 3 days, the IV should be changed out. They have not been. They just put a PICC line in because I made such a fuss about it because that's life-saving measures.
Rochelle took the hospital to court. A judge temporarily ordered Los Angeles General Medical Center to continue life-sustaining care while allowing the family to transfer Dejiana to another facility. But Rochelle says the hospital continues to block that transfer.
The reason that they gave was like, oh, her insurance won't cover it. So we said, we'll pay for it out of pocket. And, oh, well, they don't have any beds. If they didn't have any beds, they wouldn't have gave us the number to tell the hospital, here's their number to solidify the transfer.
As the family waits for Dejiana's transfer to another facility, Rochelle says she'll keep fighting for her daughter's life.
It's not right. They took an oath to save lives. So to let one person go to save 29 other people is just not fair. It's not fair to her.
The hospital says it cannot comment because of privacy laws. The next court hearing has been scheduled for August 4th. I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
A man in his 30s is stabbed to death in Koreatown. Sky Fox above the area. Police say it happened around 6 this morning on Alexandria Avenue near 3rd Street. The victim had multiple wounds and died at the scene. Right now, police are looking for 3 men last seen fleeing in a white Toyota Corolla or Honda Civic. Details about the motive and the victim remain unknown. Happening now, police are looking for a man accused of sexually assaulting a woman walking home from a gym in Valley Village. This happened Sunday night, July 19th, around 8:30 near a Planet Fitness. The suspect is described as 6 feet tall with a large build, bushy black hair, and was last seen wearing a tan long-sleeve shirt, jeans, and boots. If you recognize him, call 911. It's been 6 months now since Nancy Guthrie vanished from her Tucson home in the Catalina foothills. Since then, the FBI released video showing a masked man tampering with her doorbell camera on the night that she disappeared, but there are still no suspects. Tonight, we'll hear from the Pima County Sheriff. Fox's Megan Spector has the story.
Sheriff Chris Nanos continues to defend his team's work, telling us investigators are still following active leads. But as frustration grows, so do questions about how this case has been handled since day one. Do you feel that you're any closer today to finding Nancy than you were 6 months ago?
Absolutely. I think every day we get closer.
6 months later, there's still no sign of Nancy Guthrie or answers about who took her. But the Sheriff's Department says their work has not stopped.
It's not a standstill. Every day they are working. The ransom notes, trying to track those down. We have crime labs from all around the country working together on looking at the DNA we have. And that continues.
But as time passes, the focus has shifted from the initial clues to the people leading the hunt. FBI Director Kash Patel has publicly and repeatedly criticized Nanos and local law enforcement, accusing them of shutting federal investigators out during the initial phases of the investigation. The sheriff maintains that's simply not the case.
Day one, before I was on, their task force came out along with our detectives, and they worked that case together. A day and a half later, we had a press conference, and who's on the stage with the sheriff? Not just the FBI agent in charge here in Tucson, but the FBI agent in charge of all of Arizona.
There's also been heavy criticism over the handling of evidence, but Nano says the Division of Labor was collaborative from the start.
Day one, the forensics for video, the decision was, FBI, you guys are the experts here. You got better equipment and forensics analysis abilities there. Take it, and they did. We took the DNA. Oh, you kept the FBI lab from it. No, it's about sharing looking at all the work in front of you and parsing out the work.
Nanos chalks the friction up to miscommunication being passed up the chain of command.
I'm just going to speculate that may have been what happened for the director. But clearly we didn't block them, we didn't keep them out of there, we delayed calling them. That is so silly.
As detectives continue testing and sorting through tips, Nanos says he won't let public speculation deter his department's mission, bringing Nancy Guthrie home.
We really believe someone out there knows something. Somebody knows where she is. And we need that person to call us.
We've reached out to the FBI multiple times for an interview about their investigation into the alleged ransom notes. They denied our request. The family is still offering a $1 million reward for information that leads to the recovery of Nancy. Reporting in Tucson, Megan Spector, Fox 10 News.
Investigators say that a hair sample from the scene of Nancy Guthrie's disappearance could not produce a DNA profile. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos confirming the sample is preserved and may still help identify a suspect. As of right now, a $1.2 million reward remains unclaimed for tips leading to an arrest. Well, social media influencer and OnlyFans model Mia Ventura is arrested again while out on bond. Real name, Advilavi. She was taken into custody Tuesday night in Beverly Hills over new theft allegations. She's also accused of cutting off her ankle monitor. The 29-year-old is currently awaiting trial for allegedly using dating apps to swindle wealthy men out of cash and jewelry. Lavi is being held on no bail. She faces up to 11 years in prison if convicted on all charges. Well, California unions are split over Proposition 40, a proposed one-time 5% tax on billionaires. The measure aims to restore $100 billion in safety net funding after federal budget cuts. Supporters, mainly healthcare unions, say it's crucial for struggling families. But critics, including Governor Newsom, argue it lacks long-term fixes, benefits healthcare disproportionately, and may drive billionaires out of the state. Voters will decide this fall whether the tax passes or fails. A federal judge dismisses the Los Angeles Zoo's fundraising partner's bankruptcy case. According to the LA Times, the ruling strengthens the city effort to gain control of a $50 million endowment meant for the zoo. Back in 2024, the city of Los Angeles sued the Greater Los Angeles Zoo Association, accusing it of mismanaging funds. The 59-year-old zoo, facing funding shortages and aging facilities, risked losing accreditation. A recent report even urged finding new ownership to secure the zoo's future. We have more news coming up, but before we head to break, here's another look at Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I wonder how warm it is there compared to here, especially the humidity. This is from the 15th Street Fisheries Restaurant. Stay with us. We'll be right back. T-Mobile customers who faced a major nationwide outage on Monday could get some compensation. Some users are reporting receiving $5 to $20 in bill credits by contacting customer service, with higher amounts possible for persistent requests. Additionally, T-Mobile is automatically offering $10 credits to users who experience long wait times during the outage. Right now, the cause of the issue remains unknown, raising concerns about future disruptions. Jersey Mike's has officially gone public. The sandwich chain debuted on the New York Stock Exchange, but shares opened nearly 9% below their initial offering price. Even so, this company is valued at about $6.7 billion, making it one of the biggest restaurant IPOs. In recent years, Jersey Mike's now has more than 3,300 locations across the U.S. and Canada. Personally, I like the regular number 6 on Rosemary Parm, and of course I take it Mike's way. If you know Jersey Mike's, you know what I'm talking about. All right, developing tonight, the city of Santa Monica is significantly changing its homeless services plan for the first time in a generation. That has caused confusion for some residents. Fox 11's Susan Harrisuna has more now from Santa Monica.
Lots of reasons why local politicians want what they call a realignment. Residents here are getting tired of the element that's attracted by the homeless services. And since LA County and the feds have reduced or pulled altogether funding, it was time for a change, including the closure of a shelter named San Michelle. San Michelle was meant to be a temporary place to house the homeless in the city of Santa Monica. Temporary turned into 30 years. But now Santa Monica is working to close San Michelle and move the residents somewhere else. Somewhere else may not be in this city.
In the city of Bell, the Salvation Army is running an unfunded program that has a bunch of beds, not congregate, more private sheltering, and it's matched with programming around mental health and addiction and other case management.
And in council member Lana Negrete's opinion, that makes the Bell shelter superior to San Michelle.
It's a sprung tent that was meant to be temporary. 30 years later, it is still a windowless congregate shelter.
Santa Monica is also working toward taking control of the Palm Motel, and that's made some residents nervous, worried that those who refuse a bed in Bell would turn up here.
We are not taking the shelter and moving it into the Palms. That was a misunderstanding, and that's not happening.
She says the people in San Michelle need too much help to qualify for a room here. And when the city takes control, the priority will be people with a bona fide connection to the city.
The majority of individuals at San Michelle are not from Santa Monica, and so we'd be connecting them to resources throughout the county to rehouse them and connect them with the help that they need. We would absolutely not be evicting anyone onto the street.
Homelessness knows no boundaries. We understand that. But support should also know no boundaries.
The lease for San Michelle ends at the end of the year, but there is no target date for closure as the city looks for alternative areas to house those in need. In Santa Monica, Susan Hirasuna, Fox 11 News.
Sky Fox over Long Beach earlier today. Right now, there is a coastal flood and high surf advisory. Our star Harvey has been telling us about this pretty much the entire week.
Yeah, you know, we have been talking about it since last weekend, and as we roll into this weekend, Glenn, we'll continue to talk about it. And the reason being is we want to make sure that the community is prepared for what's to come. We do have a number of hazardous issues impacting not just our coastline, but also in regards to the heat. We have that coastal flood advisory, all of our green highlighted region here. So majority of Southern California with that coastal flood advisory. We are tracking that high tide during our evening hours, but we are also looking at the possibility of our large breaking waves getting anywhere from 5 to 8 feet, and at times we could see them in sets of 9 feet or higher. It's the reason we do have that high surf advisory in place. Now, our beach forecast today did put our totals for Ventura as well as the LA beaches with surfs 4 to 8 feet, but the Orange County and down towards San Diego, we did have those waves at 8 feet or higher. Same forecast for tomorrow. We'll have those warm temperatures out in the water, temps ranging from 70 to 75 degrees. That is warmer than normal. And of course, our air temperatures getting closer and closer to that 90-degree mark across some of our coastline. Not just our rip current risk on the high side, but we also have our UV index on the high side, and a big portion of why we're watching that that coastal impact is because of our swells. They are moving with a southerly flow and at times south and west, and that again does have a lot to do with our tropical cyclone Genevieve turning up in the Pacific. So again, if you're going to be out tomorrow, something to watch for. Prepare yourself for the heat. The heat tomorrow becoming more widespread across the area. LA shooting for the 90s. We'll have the valleys in the Inland Empire touching the triple digits. As far as our coastline goes, temperatures in the 70s, and we're expected to be in the 70s throughout the weekend as well. As far as our mountains go, your temperatures getting really close to that 90-degree mark for tomorrow, and we'll have those temperatures teetering between the upper 80s to low 90s well past the weekend into the middle parts of next week. And as far as our high deserts go, this is where we're expecting to see those temperatures over the 100-degree mark for several days to come. You'll see the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, temperatures at 106 and 104, and a lot more of that heat is expected to touch our low deserts. We're expecting to see our temperatures at 115 tomorrow. My goodness, that is some real heat. We'll be right back after this break.
Well, new at 9, a sea lion is safe tonight thanks to a team effort in Santa Barbara Harbor. The Channel Islands Marine and Wildlife Institute rescued the animal, which had a fishing line embedded in its neck. The mission took 2 months of careful planning with help from Lil Toot, the local water taxi. By using sedation and a net, rescuers safely caught the sea lion and brought it in for treatment. It's now on the road to recovery. We'll be right back.
Love you guys. Hi, I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., your HHS Secretary. Welcome to the Real Food Show. Thanks to President Trump, we flipped the food pyramid and put real food back where it belongs.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. now stars in his own cooking show, The Real Food Show. The series focuses on updated dietary guidelines showing Americans how to make healthy home-cooked meals. In the first episode, available now on his YouTube channel, Kennedy teams up with Chef Andrew Gruel to prepare salmon cakes and a fresh salad. The new guidelines highlight protein, healthy fats, and cutting back on processed foods and added sugars.
Snoopy, I'm sure we'll find your doghouse.
Snoopy's back in a new adventure. Snoopy presents There's No Place Like Home. Snoopy follows the beloved beagle as he searches for his cherished doghouse, accidentally sold at a yard sale. The doghouse holds not just his favorite things, but also the memories of where his imagination first soared. The new show premieres this Friday, July 31st on Apple TV. Always loved the episode where he thought he was the Red Baron. Finally tonight, a tiny kitten in Cincinnati named Gelato is melting hearts and making moves. Gelato couldn't walk, so shelter staffer Mallory built him a wheelchair. It's made from Hot Wheels, cardboard, and tape. The internet loved it, and the story went viral. Obviously, we're showing it to you. Now, thanks to Mallory's creativity and support of online shares, Gelato has a custom 3D printed wheelchair. The shelter says that he's getting stronger every day, even standing on his own. Proof that a little heart and ingenuity can make a big difference. All right, thanks for watching LA Live News tonight. Our 10 p.m. newscast with Christine Devine just minutes away over on Fox 11. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Parking lots now, they have this compact car only spots. Isn't that discrimination against the size of your car? If I want my ass hanging out of the back of my parking spot, that's my business. There are people out there with real asses hanging out of their pants. Nobody's stopping them. Nobody goes, hey, hold it, sir. Those are compact jeans. You can't pull that in there.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Skyrizi helps people feel significant symptom relief as early as 4 weeks and can help with remission at 12 weeks, 1 year, and at 4 years.
Welcome to Goodnight LA. I'm Christine Devine. Breaking news tonight. An LAPD officer has been involved in a crash in South LA. Officials say at least 3 people were taken to the hospital, though details remain limited at this time. Fox 11's Ed Lascos is live in downtown LA outside the LAPD headquarters with what we know. Ed.
And Christine, developing this late hour, it is a crash that happens at the end of an LAPD pursuit South LA. An LAPD cruiser slamming into a parked vehicle, leaving the driver, a woman, and